Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we're taking a look today at the August Wi-Fi Smart Lock. You can keep your existing Deadbolt. You just take the part inside out, and you can make your dumb old lock a lot smarter without having to get a new set of keys. And of course, because this is a computerized smart lock, you can use your phone and give people virtual keys that you can let into the house. And I'll show you how all this works here in just a second. But I do want to let you know, in the interest of full disclosure, that this came in free of charge from August. However, they are not reviewing or approving what you're about to see before it was uploaded, and they are not paying for this review. So, of course, all the opinions you're about to hear are my own. So let's get into it now and see what this lock is all about. Now, the price point on this comes in at around $229, but I think it does go on sale from time to time. This is the fourth generation of this product, actually, and I looked at one of the prior generations that was much larger. So this is smaller, and it has Wi-Fi built into it, so that you can connect it to your network without having to plug in anything else. The prior versions required a little bridge device that you had to plug in someplace nearby to connect up to Wi-Fi, but this will go in directly. Now, this supports Homekit, it supports Google Home, it also supports the Amazon ecosystem, so it pretty much works with all the different smart home devices out there. The only issue that I have with it is that the Wi-Fi doesn't work with Apple Homekit, so you still need an Apple TV or some Apple device nearby to connect to it via Bluetooth, but the other ones should work through the Wi-Fi. Now, the unit here is powered by these lithium batteries here. These are kind of an odd size. They're easy to find on Amazon and other places, but they're not the AA batteries that the prior one used to run on. The difference, though, is that these batteries should last longer than AA's, but you will need to keep a few on hand just for this, because this is the battery that they chose to put on it. The lock can be controlled manually here, as you can see, but you can also control it with your phone and other devices. Now, on my door, I also have this sensor, and what this does is it detects when the door is open or set ajar, and this comes with it. So what I'll do here is give you a view here. And unfortunately, it looks like it got out of calibration again because it's showing that the door is ajar at the moment, even though it isn't. But what I'll do here is just open the door up, and you can see how the phone reacts to it. So right now it shows that the door is open and the door is also unlocked. And if I close the door here and then relock the door, you'll see that the phone updates pretty much in real time here. So you do get some notifications if your door is ajar. I just kind of stuck this to the door frame for the purposes of the review. I think you need to really install it according to the instructions to get a better outcome with that, but it is a nice little feature to have, because in addition to being a door lock, it'll also let you know if your door is partially open here, like so. So pretty cool stuff here, and it all works pretty well. Just be sure to get those batteries ordered with it so you have replacements available. Now, the installation process was very easy with this lock, as it was with the prior generations. You just unscrew the interior portion of your Deadbolt and install this one, and they've got some great video instructions that will play on your phone as you go. It shouldn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes to get it seated, and that's for a guy like me that is not very handy. One thing that I did have to put on the door was the included trim piece, which is that black circle around the device. And the reason is that the lock is very small, and initially I was seeing the hole for the existing Deadbolt there, so that trim piece really helps out quite a bit, and that's included in the box. But didn't take very long. You'd have to adjust things a little bit to get the lock to seat properly, but after that, all was good, and the lock has been successfully unlocking and locking remotely without any issues. So let's take a look now at the app that controls this. Now, again, you can use an Amazon or Google device or a Homekit device like this iPhone to control the lock, but you will need to use their app for configuration and for setting up virtual keys that we'll take a look at in a minute. Now, you saw the basic functionality here where I can just tap on the icon here and lock and unlock the door. That's pretty self-explanatory. But because I've also paired the lock up with my Amazon Echo device here, I can also issue a voice command. Computer, lock the studio door.
Locking. Hang on.
And you can see here I was able to make a lock command go through my Amazon Echo here, although sometimes it does glitch out on getting the confirmation that it was in fact locked. But as you can see here, the app shows that it is. But you'll find as a safety measure, you can't unlock the door with a voice command. Computer, unlock the studio door.
Please unlock manually.
And the reason why she is not able to unlock the door is because you don't want somebody walking up to your front door and screaming into the house to unlock a door to let themselves in. Now, you can disable that safety feature, but it's something I suggest you keep on and use your phone for the actual unlocking. Now, because this lock is connected to Wi-Fi, I'm able to access it through the Amazon ecosystem along with Google and the August app here. So if I walk out of the house, I have the same functionality that I do when I am at home. Now, right now, it's indicating that it's connected over Bluetooth because the lock is within Bluetooth range. But if I go out of range, it'll switch over to Wi-Fi. And again, the Wi-Fi is built into the lock, and they have some pretty helpful little diagnostics you can run on it to make sure you've got a good Wi-Fi signal. If you don't have a good Wi-Fi signal, the bridge device that they sell still works with it, so you can pick that up and try to bridge it in a different way. Now, I do think you'll be spending a lot of time, though, inside of the August app because some of the more advanced features are things that you can only do with their app here. I did want to show you, though, the activity log, which is pretty helpful inside of their app. So you can see that we just had the Amazon A word here, lock the door a little while ago, and then it's got me unlocking the door. And if you have multiple users that you're allowing in and out of your house, it will keep a log of when they did things. You also can get a sense as to when the door was opened, how long it was open for, and when it was closed. Every activity here is logged and time-stamped, and of course you can monitor this wherever you are. And this is why these products tend to be popular with Airbnb folks as well. And what I really like here is that you can set up guest keys for getting into your house. So of course I am an owner and I have full carte blanche of my lock whenever I want to get in. But for example here, producer Jake, who sometimes stops by the studio, I only want him coming in the door at certain times. I don't want him to have the same level of access that I have, even though I trust him implicitly, of course. So if I click on his name here and I go over to my studio door, I can assign him an access level. So what I can do here is say, we're going to let Jake be a guest. What he's going to be able to do is unlock the door. And what I can do now that I've set that access level is I can set a schedule here. So I could have a recurring schedule to say he can unlock the door on weekdays from maybe 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., but not before or after that, nor can he do it on the weekends. And what's funny, sometimes I have Jake come by to drop things off on the weekend, and he can't get in. So sometimes you do have to do a little remote unlocking for him. But still, it's kind of nice to have this because if you have somebody who comes by to maybe clean your house or do something on one day of the week, you can grant access for that day only. And what's really great about this is that if you have somebody who no longer works for you, all you have to do is delete their key inside of the app and you're done. You don't have to go to the locksmith and get your locks changed every time. So this really works out well. Now, what they need to do, though, to access the lock is to download the August app. So when you set them up as a user, it'll email them information to get into it. And then when they get to your door, their phone will connect over Bluetooth and be able to unlock the door per the schedule that you set. All right, let's take a look at some of the more advanced settings now. We're going to click on the gear icon here on my settings, and we're going to go over to Studio Door. And one of the things that I thought was kind of interesting is they've added this option for verified access. And what this requires is a biometric scan from the phone that's trying to unlock the door to make sure that the user is authenticated before they have the ability to unlock it. This is probably a limited use case, but let's say somebody steals somebody's phone and it's already unlocked. It won't just unlock the door if they push the button. It will require a fingerprint, a password, or a Face ID. But if you wanted to add a little bit of extra peace of mind, you could do that, I guess, right there. You also have some smart alerts that you can set here. So for example, if my door is left ajar, I can have it push me a notification to tell me that it is. And then there is some additional settings here for determining how long the door is in that position before an ajar alert would be pushed out. Because of course you could have the door open for a short period of time on purpose, so you can set a timer for that. Now, if you're someone who's always double checking to see if you lock the door, you can actually configure this to auto lock once you close the door after you come in. So right now, if I go to auto lock here, you can see that auto lock is enabled and it's set to instant, which means that once it detects the door closing again after it opened, it will lock itself automatically. You can also set it on a timer though. So for example, right now it's set to a 2-minute timer, which means that the most the door can be unlocked for is 2 minutes before it relocks itself. So you do have the ability to give yourself some peace of mind here by having the door automatically lock when you shut it. Now, because this integrates with Amazon and Google and other systems, you can do things like an Amazon routine here and have it control other smart home devices. So right now, I have this routine that I set up so that when my door locks, it's going to turn on the overhead light. You can see right now the light is off. So let's issue a command to my Echo Show here. Computer, lock the studio door.
Locking. Hang on.
And so the door is going to lock.
The studio door is locked.
And then in a second or two, it should trigger my overhead light here that's powered by a Wise plug to turn back on, as you can see. So you could have it set so that when you unlock the door, your lights come on. And that's something you can do through the Amazon routine system here. You could also use something like if this, then that to do a similar thing with other devices. So altogether, I found this to be a very solid offering from August. It's a nice improvement over the prior edition, but it's not something that I think you should run out and upgrade to. But if you are in the market for a new bolt-on deadbolt thing here, this is definitely something to consider. It's not that hard to install. You can keep your existing keys and then issue digital keys to people that might access your home occasionally or on some kind of schedule. And then if you ever have to revoke a key, it's very easy just to delete it in the app and they'll be out of the lock forever. So all in, a nice solid offering here from August, and that is going to do it for now. Until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Brian Parker, Chris Allegretta, Hot Sauce and Video Games, Logic KGR, Tom Albrecht, and Amda Brown. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.